listening to the VMX Show, Season 5.
Hey now everybody, this is NecroVMX and you're listening to the VMX Show. This is Season 5, Episode 2. And a happy fucking New Year to everybody out there. It is New Year's Day, so I'm going to keep this one actually kind of short. I'm not going to do like a big long episode, especially considering that I do not currently have a guest today. I was going to have Armageddon time on, but he was away, so he'll be on next week. Also, I'm getting this notification on Skype. Apparently, it's Video Games' birthday. Looks like he's at the young age of 102, according to Skype. I don't know how true. Well, I know that's bullshit. I don't know how true it is that it's his birthday. But if it is your birthday, happy birthday, man. So let's get to it. Let's get to your questions and comments first. First, I have a comment from Uber McPhailsauce who said, "Who would your dream band be made up of? Mine would probably have John Paul Jones on bass with Ian Pace on drums, Uli John Roth on guitar, and Ronnie Dio singing." I guess we could use dead people. You have two dead guys there. It's interesting. So you have John Paul Jones, of course, from Led Zeppelin. You have Ian Pace from... what was that band? They did Smoke on the Water. Why? Oh, Deep Purple. I don't know why I couldn't think of their name all of a sudden. Ronnie James Dio, of course, from Dio and Black Sabbath. I'm not sure who Uli John Roth is. I'm going to have to look this up. Not often somebody would name a rock guitarist that I've never even heard of, but let's see. Uli John Roth. Okay, this is official website. Oh, here we are, Wikipedia. Usually known as Ulrich Roth. That doesn't help me any. Oh, it seems he was at the Scorpions for a while. Okay. Then he went solo. Alright. That works for me. Okay, so mine... Alright, well, since you started with a bass guitarist, I'll start with a bass guitarist. You gotta have Geddy Lee as your bass guitarist. For drummer, I think... I'm gonna go a little off the wall here, and I'm gonna say... Alan White from Yes. Just a little off the wall. Because I just think Alan White is really underrated. Especially in terms of Yes. A lot of people are like, oh, Bill Bruford's the best. No. For guitarist, I'm going to say we'll have John Petrucci from Dream Theater. And for vocals, that's a tough one. How about Peter Gabriel? That would be a weird band. And then you got to have a keyboardist. You can't not have you don't have a keyboardist, but I got to have a keyboardist. So we'll put Jordan Rudess, also from Dream Theater. Or if I can't use anybody two from the same band, I'll have like Al Wakeman or somebody, you know. But yeah, that's my answer. Good question though. It's kind of interesting. Let's move on. Let's see. I got a bunch of comments from yesterday's video. Let's see. Jazzmaster909 said, it's here, the VMX show. I know, it's like Christmas, right? And it was put up on Christmas, so... Jazzmaster909 also said, no music is okay for me. To tell you the truth, I just skip the music and jump to the good stuff. And Nedelbach also agreed. And I figured that was the case, so I'm going to go ahead and say thanks for that. Quagmire69 Giggity... The worst name ever, man. He said, would it help Zelda's case if I told you it feels most like Wind Waker more than the others? I'm not really, don't care. Nettlebox says, congrats on being a partner, man. You deserve the compensation for the videos you make that we enjoy for free. Well, thank you. I did have one guy who unsubscribed me after I put up the VMX show. And it's not like I haven't been I've been a partner since October. I just don't talk about it that much. And it was right around Halloween when I became a partner, actually. It was late October. And it's not been a big deal. But then this guy posts a comment and he's like, sell out, unsubscribe. That wasn't on VMX show. That was on the channel. And I just said, well, idiot, blocked. You know, like, what the fuck? It was pretty funny, though. Made me laugh. Insane Wayne 253 says, I've always dug your channel, Necro. I always get a good laugh from your work, and because of you, I now normally say assy. I get that a lot. Definitely enjoy the VMX show. List critics clear and confusion, of course. Zombie Sneak Attack. Still waiting for the special edition vinyls. Lol. I guess I should also... Oh, there's going to be a new Zombie Sneak Attack today, so it's probably already up, so keep an eye out for that. It's just an EP, but it's pretty amusing. Anyway, moving on. I guess I should also say thanks for inspiring. There's a little R in the front there. I guess I should also say thanks for inspiring me to restart my channel. Just beat Lords of Shadow. Holy shit, you were right. Interesting twist, and here's hoping for a good sequel. Thoughts on the latest Opeth? At the risk of being controversial, I'm going to go ahead and say the new Opeth album sucks. It's just terrible. It's boring. It's dull. It's contrived. It's uninspired. It's nothing that I haven't heard a million times before from other bands doing the same sound better. I understand that Mikhail Ackerfeld from Opeth is sort of fed up with the whole metal scene and everything, and he wanted to rebel against it and do a different type of album, something new. But instead of doing something new, he did something old. He did an album that's just nothing more than the progressive rock that was very prevalent throughout the 70s. And I have nothing against that, but you got to do it better than that, man. I mean, everything about the album was just second rate. Even the cover art was very second rate. It was just a bad impression of King Crimson, and very dull. Not Opeth at all. Go back to your roots, guys. Smackers LP says, I'm happy you're finally getting something for your efforts. Well, thank you. Red Devil Dazzy 2007 says, nice video. This is my first VMX show I've seen. Well, you've heard it. I don't know if you've seen it. Well, you got the nice placard, the nice artwork there. It was a good interview with Jeff, too. My question is, what do you think of Rayman's return to 2D and Rayman Origins? Normally, I'd say I don't care, but I did get the chance to see some footage from Rayman Origins over the past week, and actually, it looks pretty good. I've never cared about the Rayman games because it's like I've played the 3D ones. They were rather uninspired. I played the 2D ones. They were slow and clunky, and the controls weren't that great. But this one, it really looks like they might have gotten it right. So, unfortunately, Rayman Origins kind of got lost in the deluge of new AAA titles that came out this holiday season. So, I mean, it's maybe not the smartest thing to release it then. They should have waited until, maybe like February or so, and not release it around the same time as Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim and all these other games all coming in at once. Batman Arkham City, and it was just bound to get lost in the deluge there. But Zelda was in there, I'm just thinking of all these games, and it seemed kind of foolish to release Rayman Origins then. That being said, if I ever see Rayman Origins sitting around for a rather cheap price, I might pick it up. It did look interesting. Dave Cornfan says, it has begun. That interview... I'm sorry, whenever somebody says it has begun, I think of like Shang Tsung from the Mortal Kombat movie. It has begun, That interview was brilliant. Seems really fun. Great to see the show back. Love the title card. Thank you for that. I have to say, man, I own Skyward Sword and blah, 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 blah. All right. Anyway, it's great to see the show back on Christmas. Looking forward to the next episode. Also on a holiday. Go figure. Happy Dude 2626 says, great starting to a season, but could I ask you, what is your top five favorite movies? No, don't ask me my top 5 favorite anything. Don't ask me to give you lists, because I have to make it up off the top of my head, and I'm not going to do that. Pack is Back 04 said, just wondering, if you did happen to go to E3, would you record some of it and put it on YouTube? No, absolutely not. That will not happen. I am planning on... I would say there's like a good 60 to 70% chance that I probably will be at the next E3. That being said, I would never even think of that, because if I'm going there, I'm going there as a representative of Kazarth Studios, and I would basically be working. I would not have time for that. I would be way too busy for that, and I'm not going to bring my camera. There's no reason to do that. I'm sorry, guys. Dyslexic Gamer asks me an interesting question. Asks me, do you have a tattoo? If you don't, why or why not? I do. Okay, you got to learn a little punctuation there. I'm having a hard time reading this because it's like I do you. I'm like, you ain't doing me, son. All right, I do. You can see my tattoo on my channel. I don't have a tattoo mainly because they just really don't interest me, and I feel that no matter how cool or how awesome you think it is, you might start rethinking it in like 30 or 40 years, you know. And then there's the fact that, you know, like, I know you can get it removed, but from what I've heard, that's incredibly painful. So, like they say, removing tattoos is way worse than getting them. So, and I did go to your channel to see what your tattoo was, but you have 400 videos, and I searched the word tattoo and came up with nothing. So, I don't know. I don't know what your tattoo is. I'm going to try it one more time here. Tattoo. Search. Nothing. Sorry, no videos were found. So, maybe just tat. Some people just say tat. Let's try that. Nothing. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find it. Oh, God. I'm a mess today. The Bad Blood X. And no, I'm not hungover. I didn't drink last night. I don't care about New Year's Eve. The Bad Blood X says, wow, awesome episode, very interesting guest this time. Ah, well, Jeff will be very happy to hear that. As a matter of fact, you know, now that I'm here, let me just check, because I know Jeff and Zesarox have been on holiday, so to speak. So they said they were going to put up the VMX show on their website. Yeah, they haven't updated their website since December 23rd, though. Nothing yet. Okay. Jeez. All right, anyway, moving on. WWE 12345678990QQA. Dude, you got to think of it. Rethink that username. He says, "Hey VMX, I have a question for you. Have you played any good games on the PS3 besides?" I don't have a PS3, dude. I don't have it. Sorry. And he also asked me, oh man, I'm having a hard time with this because it's just spelled so badly. All right, where does the first sentence end? We gotta get. It's not just you. We got to get the new generation educated on punctuation and spelling, especially punctuation, because you can spell things wrong, but if you don't punctuate, it makes it hard to read. Okay, and all right, I'm gonna read his entire comment here because I can't figure out where the second part begins. I'm gonna read it as he wrote it. Hey VMX, I have a question for you. Have you played any good games on the PS3 besides the games I know you like, and what fav kind of weapons to have with you at all times? If you're asking me like what kind of weapons I personally carry, I do carry a knife with me everywhere I go, but that's about it. I don't carry guns. I'm more of a knife person. Let's see. Razarath92 says, shit. Fucking awesome image. I already thanked him for that. I'm going to thank you again. Thanks. Splashfire0x says, great episode, Necro. Anyway, I was wondering what your favorite Guitar Hero game is. Mine is the latest one, Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. And I'm going to have to fully agree with you on that. They really fired on all cylinders there. I thought that was the best one, too. And it was a shame that the reviews are more like, you know, like 7 out of 10 kind of reviews when then shitty fucking Rock Band 3 was getting these awesome reviews, which I don't think it deserved. And it's not that I have a bias against the Rock Band games. I thought Rock Band 2 was awesome, but 3 sucked. So, yeah. And Jazzmaster909 is the final comment here. He says, hey Necro, I just recently listened to Dream Theater's Panic Attack. It was fucking awesome. What other Dream Theater songs would you recommend? Well, actually, I would recommend you get the new album, which is called A Dramatic Turn of Events, and just listen to every song on it is great. Every song on it is great. I don't recommend songs. I recommend albums, because I guess I'm kind of old school like that. I'm not like a person who says, I don't go on iTunes and like download a song that I like and then get like a different song from a different art. I gotta have the whole album. I gotta have like the whole thing. So, because I honestly think that albums are more than the sum of their parts. They're works of art in and of themselves. And if you're one of those artists that has 1 or 2 good songs and then a bunch of crappy filler, I'm certainly not gonna buy your album just to get 1 or 2 songs, and I'm not gonna just get those 1 or 2 songs. I don't know. I guess I'm just weird that way. Well, in this generation, that's considered a little strange. But it used to be that was the way it was, and I guess I'm old school like that. But get the new album. As a matter of fact, this is a good segue, so I have to thank Jazzmaster 909 for that. You left a lot of comments for segueing me into, since it's now 2012, I can talk about my top 10 albums of 2011. So I'm going to just run through this really quickly. If anybody wants to read the entire list and read everything that I had to say about each album and hear samples from them and everything, you want to go to crookedstep.com/top102011. And that's 10, the number 10, not spelled out. So crookedstep.com/TOP102011, top 10 2011, and check that out. And you could read my top 10 albums of 2011 list. At number 10, I have the new Moon Sorrow album, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right. The name of the album is Varjone Kuljeme Koliden Masa. And that was a really great album. That's black metal, by the way. Number 9, I had the Human Abstracts album, Digital Veil. That's a progressive metal band. Number 8, I have the new album Elysium by Stratovarius, more progressive metal for you there. And number 7, we have Iconoclast, the new album from Symphony X. That's a double album of progressive metal, really, really awesome. Number 6 is the new Nightwish album, which was called Imaginarium. And that one was surprisingly good. Like, I knew it was going to be good, but it just shocked me how good it was. Number 5, and you don't hear me talking about things like Christian rock very often, but I have a weakness for this guy. His name is Neil Morse, and the album's called Testimony 2. And if you're wondering why I would be listening to it, Neil Morse was in a lot of bands that I really like Transatlantic and Spock's Beard and whatnot. So there's that. Number 4 is the new Peter Gabriel. It's called New Blood. Number 3 is Worship Music, the new album from Anthrax. What a comeback that was. And number 2, I have the new Ulver album, which was called Wars of the Roses. And at number 1, just talked about it, Dream Theater's new album, A Dramatic Turn of Events. Definitely their best album, and that's saying something. I gave honorable mentions out. The Red Hot Chili Peppers had I'm With You. That was a good album. Protest the Hero had Scurrilous. Scar Symmetry's album, The Unseen Empire. Amorphous' album, The Beginning of Time. Steve Hackett's new one called Beyond the Shrouded Horizon. The new Megadeth, that one was called 13. And the new Cars album, believe it or not, which was called Move Like This. And I also gave out 2 dishonorable mentions. One to Opeth. And I already talked about why I didn't like the new Opeth. The other one actually goes out to Metallica and Lou Reed for releasing that crap factory that they called Lulu. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking about when they did that. I don't know if you guys have heard this. It's not really like a new Metallica album. It's more like a new Lou Reed album, and I think Lou Reed sucks. So it was just terrible. It's like bad Metallica demos, just sloppily played demos, and then Lou Reed just rambling over it. It's pathetic. As a matter of fact, I think I sent it. I've been sending one song called Brandenburg Gate, which is the first song on the album. I've been sending out to everybody and sort of having a contest. How much of this crap could you listen to before you turn it off? And some people have managed to actually get through like most of the song or like the whole song. But Tanya was the funniest. Tanya from Kazarth Studios, I had her listen to it. She listened to about 15 seconds and said, fuck that, and turned it off. Armageddon Time had a hilarious reaction. He said, it sounds like someone gave a homeless man a microphone and said, you have 5 minutes, go. Which basically sums up Lou Reed's entire career right there. So, big dishonorable mention. That was the worst album of the year. Anyway, let's get to the news. I don't have a guest this week, so we're just we're gonna do the news. And one thing that I forgot to do last week in my excitement to get the new VMX show out is I didn't do the sales figures. So I'll be doing that this week. But let's talk about the news. And it's nice because I'm not rushed. Like I said, short show this week because it's New Year's Day. I don't have a guest. If you want to be on the show, let's talk about that briefly. If you want to be on the show, I get these people that they're like, I want to be on the show. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they don't follow through on it. All you need is Skype. Skype is free. Download it. You need a microphone too, but you know, that goes without saying. And just an idea of what you want to talk about. I had one guy who, I don't want to say his name, but he's in England, I don't know if he's in England. He's in the UK, and he said he wanted to come on the show. And I said, sure, that's fine. And he said, when's a good time? And I said, it has to be in the evening, like 9 o'clock or after. And due to the time difference for him, that would be more like 2 a.m. Now, I've had people from England come on, and they were willing to do that, but not everybody is. And he was like, well, I'll be in bed. And I'm like, okay, well, if you can make it happen, let me know. You know, but that's the time that it has to be in the evening. I have things going on during the day and the afternoon, so and in the night, you know, a little in, out. No, I'm joking. But in all seriousness, don't feel intimidated. I am opening and welcome to everybody. So if you want to come on the show and just shoot this shit, you don't even have to have anything important to talk about. If you just want to shoot the shit, talk about video games, just come on the show. Just let me know. You have to contact me. Let me give you my contact information, because I don't think I gave that last week. I kind of assume that most people have it, but that's not true of everybody. You can contact me on YouTube, but if you want to be on the show, you should really IM me. And by the way, I don't know if this is a confusion thing or if this is a dirt thing, but when I say IM, that's what I mean. IM, instant message, not PM. We have the contest going. And I should mention this too. The contest going for fan art for Kazarth Studios. And I said, if you want, information about the characters or whatever, just IM me. And then I got somebody who PM'd me. And he said, hey, you said to IM you, so here I am. And I'm like, no, I said IM me, not PM me. So if you want to catch me on AOL Instant Messenger, the name's NecroVMX. If you want to catch me on MSN Instant Messenger, it's NecroVM@hotmail.com. No X in there. Just NecroVM@hotmail.com. Do not email that email address. I don't check it. It's an old email address that I don't use. If you want to catch me on Google, use NecroVMX@gmail.com. I've had one person IMing me on Google. That's fine. If you want to catch me on Yahoo, it's Crooked Step VMX. That's the name on there. If you want to catch me on... what else is there? I have them all pretty much. I have Trillion, which connects me to like all of them. Skype. Just look for NecroVMX. You'll find me. Trust me. I don't give out my Facebook, so pretty much that's it. You have to have one of those. And, if you don't have any of them, get Skype anyway, because that's how you'd have to talk to me on the VMX show anyway. So that being said, if you want to be on the show, don't feel intimidated, and everybody's welcome. So just come on the show. Just please don't have something interesting to talk about. If you want to shoot the shit, that's fine, but I don't want to hear about your opinions about how you think Call of Duty sucks. It's like, get over it already. Anyway, let's get to the news. Fans of Minecraft... I'm sorry. What the hell is this? Okay. Alright. This is a very bizarre thing. Okay. If you're familiar with Minecraft, you might be familiar with the guy who created it. His name online is Notch. He also made a really, really pixelated version of Minecraft called Minecraft. Well, apparently there is a sequel to Minecraft coming, so there is a Minecraft 2 on the way. So fans of Minecraft, there you go. Minecraft, I don't know anything about it, but yeah. I no news on a sequel to Minecraft, but there will be a sequel to Minecraft. Yeah, here's some good news for Nintendo fans. And this is going to apply definitely to the 3DS, and most likely also to the Wii U. And that is, Nintendo will finally embrace the concept of paid DLC, allowing game publishers to sell DLC via their online Nintendo services. And the first people to do this will be Nintendo, who will introduce paid downloadable content for their game Fire Emblem on the 3DS. Now, I don't really know anything about this Fire Emblem game. The title here, it just says Fire Emblem. I don't know if it's another remake. Certainly the original Fire Emblem has been remade a shitload of times. Approximately a shitload. I guess this could be a shitload plus one, but then again, it could be a working title, or it could be like the one on the Game Boy Advance that's just called Fire Emblem, but it's really like the 5th game in the series, so, I do plan on doing a Clear and Confusion on Fire Emblem. I don't think it's in this season. I think it's in Season 3, though. Speaking of Nintendo, I do have new releases for their download services, so let's talk about that. And keep in mind, this is not the same thing as paid DLC. This is like, downloading whole games and apps and shit. Paid DLC would mean, like, if you had a fighting game, you could download new characters or whatever. So, there's that. Or new areas or whatever like that. So, let's see. We have Mighty Switch Force from WayForward. This is coming to the 3DS download software. Mighty Switch Force coming out for $5.99. Space hooligans have escaped custody and are wreaking havoc all over Planet Land. That's actually what they decided on calling it, Planet Land. It looks like let me look at this. It looks like a side scroll. I just want to look at it real quick, just make sure I know what I'm talking about because I hadn't looked at this. I'm trying to play this video of it, but it's not going. So maybe we'll just skip that for now. There we go. Alright, we really don't need the sound. We don't need the sound at all. Yeah, it's a side-scrolling game. The graphics look kind of 16-bit-ish, and you're playing as this chibi little girl and with a gun. Whatever. Moving on. You can now get Game Boy Tetris on the 3DS Virtual Console for $3.99. There's really not much to say about it other than... oh, bloody hell. Game Boy Tetris. Richard Hall from the VM good lord. Richie from Kazarth Studios just IM'd me on Facebook saying, "Happy New Year. I got something I want you to do. Upside down bagel in chains and leather. Came to me last night while drinking." Wow. That's all I'm gonna say is wow. Anyway, moving on. I might actually do that, just to fuck with him. DSi, where we have... I'm sorry, I'm all fucked up now. Chronicles of Vampires Origins is coming to DSi, where discover a secret that has been hidden for centuries in this supernatural hidden object adventure. It's a puzzle game, so there's that. Rhythmic Retrobits... I didn't give you the price for that. Chronicles of Vampires Origins is from Teon. It's for 500 DSiWare points. Rhythmic Retrobits is from Cinemax. You can get it for 800 points for DSiWare. Rhythmic Retrobits is an application for creating rhythmical and melodic themes and for composing whole songs. So if you have a DSi and you're into creating music, maybe, right? It can't hurt. Only 800 points. Doodle Fit is coming from Game Lion Studios for 500 points to DSiWare. Doodle Fit, the best-selling puzzle game, is finally here. By what criteria are they calling it the best-selling? Best-selling out of what? The task is simple. Fit the given... Oh, Richie, you need to stop. Your task is simple. Fit the given sets of blocks into given shapes. Drag the blocks inside and outside in search of the layout that covers the whole shape. So it's you doodle with the stylus to solve the puzzles. Soccer Up from Enjoy Gaming is coming for 500 points on WiiWare, the ultimate soccer game. Oh, sorry, I just fell asleep. All right, moving on. Here's one for my friend Marielle. Marielle would like this. It's called Gnomes. From Cubic Games. You can get the full version for 1,000 Wii points. Welcome to the world of Gnomes. Gnomes is a new exciting arcade fighter from the WiiWare. It's a fighter. For the WiiWare service, Gnomes allows up to 4 players to play against each other. I love this. The features: real-time action multiplayer gnome battle platformer, 25 gnomish action-packed arenas. Alright, I gotta move on before I lose it here. VVVVVV is coming to Nintendo from Nicalis for $7.99 on the 3DS download service. If you're not familiar with it, it's an old-school platformer with pixelated graphics and great music. It's instead of jumping, though, you have to invert gravity. So it's kind of interesting. Bionic Commando, Game Boy Bionic Commando from Capcom for $3.99 is coming to the 3DS Virtual Console. Not much to say about that. It's Bionic Commando on the Game Boy, now on the 3DS. Cake Ninja is a shovelware title. Is a title coming from Cypronia for 500 points on DSiWare. Become a true Cake Ninja warrior. Anything involving cakes, you know it's shovelware. Also coming to DSiWare, Slingo Supreme from Magellan Interaction for 800 points. Create more than 16,000 levels, discover unlimited daily challenges, and beat the devil in new minigames. You get to beat the devil? Wow. It's the sequel to Slingo Deluxe, so if you're familiar with that, then it's more of that. Carmen Sandiego Adventures in Math, the Big Ben Burglary from the Learning Company is coming to WiiWare for 600 points. I can't believe they're still making Carmen Sandiego games. I remember having that as a kid. The Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego on my Apple II knockoff computer. Amazing. Alright, let's move on. More news. Now, it's been reported by several news outlets in the past week that the title The Last Guardian from Team Ico for PlayStation 3 has been canceled. This news came out of GameStop because it was taken out of their pre-orders. It was taken out of their system. And this was coming on the back of a news story where Fumito Ueda, who was from Team Ico, left Sony. So I kind of said, I don't know, I'm a little worried about The Last Guardian, but I'm here to tell you that The Last Guardian is not canceled. GameStop came out and said a correction, stating that the calls to their branches telling them that the game was canceled were a mistake. The game was being removed from their system because it doesn't have a release date. I guess if they have a game in there with a release date of TBA, and if it's been delayed, for so long, that it probably automatically gets kicked out. I wonder how they dealt with Duke Nukem Forever, because they had pre-orders from 1998 that they were still honoring. So those of you who are fans of Team Ico's games, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, and you were looking for the third part, The Last Guardian, it's still coming. It's delayed as shit, but it's still coming. Now, this one goes to the rumor mill. And everything about the Wii U really goes to the rumor mill. But apparently, the Wii U will have apps to make it even more like a tablet, and there will be non-game programs that will run on the Wii U's tablet-like controller and on the console. And it will go for more than just video games. You'll have email, web, social networking, that kind of thing. Now, we don't know if this is true, and if it's true, we don't know whether it's going to use money, like the 3DS eShop, or whether it's going to be Wii points. I think they've been trying to scale away from the Wii points, but then again, who knows? Because they've been trying to scale away from that, they've been trying to scale away from the DSi points, so, Moving on. Bad news for fans of Valve who have been looking forward to Half-Life 3. If you keep hearing news about it, basically Valve has come out and said, you're being trolled. They're saying that there is nothing out there about Half-Life 3 that is true, and apparently they have no plans on doing it anytime in the near future. So if you've been waiting for that Half-Life 3, keep waiting. More bad news. Bad news for Sonic fans, on the Wii at least. Sonic 4 Episode 2 is coming, but it's not coming for the Wii. No news on why they're not doing this on the Wii. Ken Balog from Sega said, Episode 2 unfortunately will not be coming to the Wii, for reasons most people have probably guessed, but that doesn't mean the Sega, he actually said that, the Sega. That doesn't mean the Sega isn't supporting Nintendo platforms. We have a very strong partnership and will continue to do so. So, reasons most people have probably guessed? My best guess is that it's actually going to be on the Wii U. So that's a possibility. Anyway, finally, and this is some good news. I wanted to end the show on some good news. I have avoided talking about this because it's so monumentally stupid that I don't think it's worth my time to talk about. But I do want to talk very briefly about the SOPA Act, the Stop Online Piracy Act, also the Protect IP Act, which seems to go hand in hand with it like a couple of butt buddies, which will do a lot of really fucked up things like allowing the United States government to block websites, because apparently we're China now. So, the good news is major companies that have been actually behind this are starting to rescind their support, and I can tell you that Nintendo, Electronic Arts, and Sony Electronics have all withdrawn their support of the Stop Online Piracy bill. So, it just continues to get more and more unpopular. And Marielle just came online, and I would normally not even do this, but it's just so funny to me. My friend Marielle Thomas, amazing singer, amazing talent, gnome aficionado. I'm going to link her to that to that gnome thing. And we'll see if we can get a reaction out of here. Where is it? Oh, it's the other page. Alright, hold on. I closed it, so I'm trying to bring it back here so that I can... I'm not going to link her to it. I'm just going to paste it. Welcome to the world of gnomes. I have to... yeah. I'm sending that to her. We'll see if we get a reaction out of her before the show ends. Anyway, yeah. So, no more support from Nintendo, no more support from EA, and no more support from Sony. Now, there are some parts of Sony that are still listed as supporters for the SOPA bill, mostly their music publishing branches. However, the video game electronics part of it is not doing so well. I mean, they're not doing so well with SOPA, so... I do have a list of... I have a list in front of me of companies that are supporting the SOPA bill, and if you wanted to contact any of these and talk to them, or be a part of any kind of boycott or anything, I'm going to give you a list, and this is straight from a government website. This is from judiciary.house.gov. The list of supporters of the Stop Online Piracy Act. I'm going to run through this really quick. We have 60 Plus Association, ABC, Alliance for Safe Online Pharmacies, American Bankers Association, American Federation of Musicians, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers, Americans for Tax Reform, Artists and Allied Crafts of the United States, Association of American Publishers, Association of State Criminal Investigative Agencies, Association of Talent Agents, Beachbody LLC, BMI, BMG Chrysalis, Building and Construction Trades Department, Capitol Records Nashville, CBS, Cengage Learning, Christian Music Trade Association, Church Music Publishers Association. Marielle's laughing her ass off at the gnome thing. I had to show her that. Coalition Against Online Video Piracy, Comcast, NBC Universal, Concerned Women for America. That's their organization? They're just Concerned Women? That's very vague. I just wanted to comment on that. Congressional Fire Services Institute, CopyHype, Copyright Alliance, Cody Incorporated, Council of Better Business Bureaus, Council of State Governments, Country Music Association, and CMT, Creative America, Deluxe, Directors Guild of America, Disney Publishing Worldwide Incorporated, Elsevier, EMI Christian Music Group, and EMI Music Publishing, Entertainment Software Association. I can't believe the ESA is behind this. They got to get on that. She says Happy New Year. Let me just reply to her. I can't believe I'm doing this while I'm recording, but I haven't stopped. Usually I have to stop every once in a while. But this has been flowing really well. Where was I? ESPN is actually behind it. ESPN, SD Lauder Companies, Fraternal Order of Police, Gospel Music Association, Graphics Artists Guild, Hatchet Book Group, HarperCollins Publishers Worldwide, Inc., Hyperion, Independent Film and Television Alliance, International Alliance of Theatrical and Stage Employees, International Anti-Counterfeiting Coalition, International Brotherhood of Electronic Workers, International Brotherhood of Teamsters, International Trademark Association, International Union of Police Associations, L'Oreal, Lost Highway Records, Macmillan, Major County... you know what? Can I really go on with this? All right, I am more than halfway through. McMillan, Major County Sheriffs, Major League Baseball, Majority City Chiefs, Marvel Entertainment, of course, MasterCard Worldwide, MCA Records, McGraw-Hill Education, Mercury Nashville, Minor League Baseball, Minority Media and Telecom Council, the Motion Picture Association of America, Moving Picture Technicians, MPA, the Association of Magazine Media, National Association of Manufacturers, National Association of Prosecutor Coordinators, National Association of State Chief Information Officers, National Cable and Telecommunications Association, National Center for Victims of Crime, National Crime Justice Association, National District Attorneys Association, National Domestic Preparedness Coalition, National Football League, National Governors Association Economic Development and Commerce Committee, National League of Cities, National Narcotics Offers Associations Coalition. You guys ought to rethink your stance on the SOPA bill and rethink the name of your organization. That's freaking stupid. National Sheriff's Association, National Songwriters Association, National Troopers Coalition, News Corporation. That's basically Fox. Pearson Education, Penguin Group, Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America, Pfizer Incorporated, Provident Music Group, Random House, Rowlett Property Partners, Republic Nashville, Revlon, Scholastic, Screen Actors Guild, Showdog Universal Music, Sony ATV Music Publishing, Sony Music Entertainment, Sony Music Nashville, State International Development Organization, the National Association of Theater Owners, the Perseus Books Group, the United States Conference of Mayors, Tiffany and Company, Time Warner, True Religion brand jeans, because apparently you can counterfeit jeans on the internet now. Wow. Ultimate Fighting Championship, UMG Publishing Group Nashville, United States Chamber of Commerce, United States Olympic Committee, United States Tennis Association, because they have issues with that too, I guess. Universal Music Publishing Group, Viacom, Visa, WW Norton & Company, Wallace Bajali Development Partners LP, Warner Music Group, Warner Music Nashville, Walters, Kluwer Health, and Word Entertainment. So it's interesting, after Sony Electronics and Nintendo and EA have pulled out, there are no video game companies left supporting this bill, so that's one industry that has pulled completely out of it. Let's hope we can get more people pulled out of their support of this ridiculousness. And that is the last I will speak on SOPA, unless there's some major thing that comes up. But for now, it's the last I'll speak of it. So I'm going to end the show as I always do, except for last week when I fucking forgot, is with the sales charts. So let me tell you what's going on. Here are the top 10 best-selling games in the US of A for the week ending in December 24th. So this would be all the last-minute Christmas games. The number one selling game, but believe it or not, a PC game. Star Wars The Old Republic for PC sold 967,764 copies. Just Dance 3 on the Wii sold 683,057 copies. Kinect Adventures for Xbox 360 sold 664,090 copies. Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS sold 541,151 copies. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox 360 sold 519,878 copies. Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS sold 391,252 copies. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 on PlayStation 3 sold 355,503 copies. Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games for the Wii sold 309,436 copies. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim for 360 sold 282,876 copies. And Mario Kart Wii for the Wii, believe it or not, still hanging in there with 271,211 copies sold. In Europe, the top-selling game was Just Dance 3 on the Wii with 471,634 copies sold. Star Wars The Old Republic for PC sold 435,024 copies. Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games for the Wii sold 308,882 copies in Europe. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 for PlayStation 3 sold 277,155 copies. FIFA Soccer 12 for PlayStation 3 sold 245,226 copies. Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS sold 241,746 copies. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox 360 sold 203,179 copies. copies. Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS sold 202,334 copies. Assassin's Creed Revelations on PlayStation 3 sold 193,950 copies. And Professor Layton and the Last Spectre on the DS sold 193,614 copies. In Japan, the big seller was Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS with 281,628 copies sold. Musu Orochi 2 for PlayStation 3 sold 199,871 copies. Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS sold 194,604 copies. Monster Hunter 3G on the 3DS sold 154,654 copies. Final Fantasy 13-2 on PlayStation 3 sold 118,990 copies. Kirby's Return to Dreamland on the Wii sold 114,597 copies. Just Dance Wii on the Wii sold 97,442 copies. SD Gundam G Generation 3D on the 3DS sold 90,468 copies. Inazuma 11 Go Dark Shine on the 3DS sold 86,599 copies. And Inazuma 11 Strikers 2012 Extreme on the Wii sold 86,551 copies. So, globally, the big seller was Star Wars The Old Republic, followed by Just Dance 3, Super Mario 3D Land, Mario Kart 7, Kinect Adventures, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 on 360, then on PlayStation 3, Mario and Sonic, then Mario Kart Wii, and then Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. And I have to pause here because somebody's ringing the bell. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I had to go check on that. Very rare that anybody actually rings the bell here. That was my brother-in-law. All right, where was I? Oh, yeah, all right. So let's talk about the hardware sales real quick, and that'll be the end of the show. In America, the top-selling console was Xbox 360. Everybody wanted one for Christmas. 942,028, nearly a million Xbox 360s were sold in that week. The 3DS sold 785,759 units. The Wii sold 651,366 units. The PlayStation 3 sold 405,707 units. The DS sold 231,319 units, and the PSP sold 137,441 units. In Europe, the big seller was the 3DS, with 415,090 units sold. Let's see, after that it would be the PS3 with 393,790. The Wii sold 351,637. The 360 sold 269,698 units. The DS 124,583 units, and the PSP 100,232 units. I'm sorry, I was. Where's Japan? That must be Japan. They've renamed it AppMia. I don't know what that means. I know MIA is like Middle East, Asia, and Africa, but what's app? And I'm not seeing Japan on this list. That's why hold on one second. I find this very strange. Oh, okay, all right. It's Asia Pacific is the app, okay, so this does include Japan. So they're moving the they used to have Japan, and then they had like Middle East, Asia, Africa, and they've combined it all. So Asian Pacific, Middle East, Asia, and Africa. Or just Africa now, yeah. So, AppMia. Asian Pacific, the Middle East, and Africa, the big seller was the 3DS, with 585,549,000 units sold. The PSP was second with 172,087 units sold. The PS3, 171,600 units. The Wii, 170,664 units. The PlayStation Vita, which just came out there, 107,451 units, and that's only in Japan, so keep in mind that doesn't apply to the Middle East and Africa. The DS, 42,022, and the Xbox 360, 37,269. So globally, the 3DS was the big winner, Xbox 360, second place, Wii, third place, PS3, PSP, DS, Vita was last, but it's only out in one region so far. Hopefully this thing will be a success. I want the Vita to be a success. So that being said, that's the show for this week. Wrapping it up a little early, but hey, whatever, man. I told you we're doing it a little more loosey-goosey this season. You know, if it needs to be long, it'll be long. If it needs to be short, it'll be short. So, and that's what she said. I'll see you guys next week. VMX out.